So a couple days ago, I had a notable test that I have been waiting for a year-ish, maybe a little bit less, and finally happened a couple days ago. The person I tested is famous in some circles, so that made it more fun. Boy, I was flustered as all get out, but not because of the person I was testing, but because we were joking along the whole time, and kind of having fun, kind of getting set up for it, and this kind of like, crap, I forgot what else I'm missing here. So, but we got through it. I might be a little out of practice too. That probably doesn't help at all, but got through it all. The upgrade had been completed, and now waiting for the official word from the person I tested to actually announce it out to the whole fan base. I'm actually kind of sort of waiting on the to find or have people find out about it, because it's in a public database, being as ham radio testing. So sorry about that, the cough. Yeah, I'm purposely being coy on it because obviously I want them to announce it, not me. I'm just a tester. Or in this scenario, I'm just the tester. So, but let's circle back to ham radio testing, because if you look at my name, that's what I have in there is ham radio testing. You got to study, and that is there's two things associated with that. One is your timeline, of which the person I just tested is fairly busy, at least as I hear on their channel, but also how you study is also an important role. And that isn't necessarily how you study as in the process, but it is the process of how you learn in order to study. I hope that makes sense. So the biggest thing to do, or biggest thing, is to make sure that you keep at it. Learn how you learn, whether it's videos. There's a whole bunch of different videos out there. Ham Radio 2.0 is one of them. Ham Radio Crash Course is another. They have an entire series kind of covering how to, going over the material. There's other services out there as well that help you out with that kind of stuff. Or videos and stuff like that, I guess is where I was going. W4EEY is another channel I usually recommend, because they have an actual ham radio class that they teach, and then they also record it so that you can watch it at home or whatever, follow along, going through. I believe, at least last I knew, they use the ARRL manual. So you're supposed to read the chapter, then come to the class / watch the video. At least when I was testing, KE0OG also had his own series, like an intro into the chapter. So I watched that. I read the chapter, and then I watched the W4EEY video. And it worked very well for me, especially with the extra. That is extra, and to throw in the joke, because it is a much more difficult test. But others, we recommend ham study. And in all cases, we recommend ham study. Do your studying, get your understanding if that's how you want to learn. But then you really, in the end, and honestly, I am sold now on the premonition of memorize the answers. The only way you can truly pass this test is to memorize the answers. Especially in, general math isn't too difficult. Extras math is very difficult. And remembering all these formulas that you need to answer one question gets a little challenging. So kind of take a step back and understand how the test is generated. It is typically one question from each segment of the pool. So like let's say technician, there's a T1 G or something like that. Sorry, my coughing has been a little bit worse lately again. So it's like a 3-letter combination. For each one of those 3-letter combinations, I guarantee you there's going to be one question from each of those. So you do need to know every single question, but you can also say, you know what? I am not grasping this section on, I'll just pick on something, electronics. I am going to do my hardest to memorize these, but I am not understanding this, period. I cannot get the answers right in ham study or any other practice tests or anything. I'm just not going to worry about that particular question or that particular segment and take the hit of -1 on my test. As remember, you can still get lucky, but if you come in knowing that you're going to take the hit of that 1 or 2 questions, you're still setting yourself up for a win. Because the biggest thing, and I'll say this all the time, go through him study mode. Get 80% across the board on every section. And then start doing your practice tests. Oh, and make sure you see 100% of the questions. I forgot to add that in there. And then you start... Sorry. Then you start doing practice tests. And once you are consistently getting at least 80 to 85% on every test, you're set. You are golden. And that's kind of where this person that we had tested was sitting when this person shared their test scores with me. Kind of having that just before taking the test jitters. And everyone gets those, at least everyone that I've seen. And our team, we try to welcome you best we can, especially if you're a little nervous, maybe try and crack a joke, because nothing's better than just kind of easing that tension and kind of getting yourself back into okay, I'm ready, I can do this. So I promise you, you sit down, you study, you do your due diligence, look at the facts that are in front of you in your testing, your test scores, and your studying that you have done. And if you're seeing that, hell, if you're hitting 90% on just about every single test, know that you are ready and you will pass. It's not a question of if, it's a question of you will. And that is what we have consistently seen across just about every test. You get the nerves and stuff. Generally, we know how well you studied as you're taking the test. And sometimes we even know how bad you're going to do or how good you're going to do just by seeing how you're taking the test. So get out there, study, and take that test, because that's your first step into starting to actually learn how to do this stuff. And that's really the time that you actually start to learn, is when you start playing with the radios. You start understanding protocols and that kind of stuff. You really have to take that leap of faith. But I promise you, most of us hams are out there might say, hey, by the way, make sure to get, give your call sign or whatever. Or, hey, by the way, if you're calling someone, it is calling the person's name first or call sign first, and then giving your call sign after that, or whatever the protocol might be. Most of us are pretty nice about that. As long as you're not doing anything illegal, we are happy, and we'll make sure that you are staying legal as well. So 7-3 from WX0 MIK.